Hey, you're watching a video that was filmed as part of Keto Live.
And this is part 1 of 3, and you can catch the full video on the YouTube channel.
Okay, so hey everyone, I am Chase. I'm part of the video team here at Fitoru.
And my name is Eric. I'm the keto expert for today.
Yeah, so keto expert, what are your credentials for being a keto expert, per se?
So I did my background with biochemistry back at UC Riverside, and that's where I learned about some metabolism. And currently I'm now in nursing, and keto has been kind of my background occurring theme for all my research projects. Okay,
fantastic. So as a nurse, like how does that relate to sort of your personal keto journey?
So it's for nutrition and a healthy lifestyle. It works for me, and I feel like it will help a lot of other people out there who are struggling with other issues like brain fog or trying to lose weight and other things as well.
So we're going to start off with basic sort of like introduction to keto. What even is the keto diet?
Okay, so the keto diet, it's different from other conventional diets because it's very high in fat, minimum, very minimum protein. Carbs.
Minimum carbs.
And a good amount of protein.
Okay. So it's all about using fat instead of carbs as your energy source.
Correct.
Okay, and how did you get into hearing about keto?
So actually, I like to work out. I'm into fitness, and
really?
I've been having...
I could not tell you like to work out in the slightest.
Thank you. And I've been having like these lower back issue pains for the longest time, and I was thinking like, I'm kind of too young to have that. So I went on YouTube, try to like search things up, even on Google, like lower back pain issues. They talked about my adrenal glands. And from there, I found another doctor who talked about maybe it's my diet itself. And he kind of explained that, you know, it could be carbs. That could be the issue for my inflammation throughout my whole entire body.
So how does that work? Like how can something you eating be affecting like your lower back?
That's what I was thinking too. So inflammation, it could go anywhere throughout your whole entire body. And your body could either use carbs or fat. And since I was using carbs the whole entire time, it was just a continuous cascade. Okay, so eating more carbs increased the inflammation. It just would never go away. And I was like, I thought it was normal eating like a carbohydrate-based diet. I was like, okay, something wrong with me? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, that's really interesting. And you were saying you found out from a doctor. Is YouTube the way that most people find out?
I stumbled upon it. I stumbled upon a doctor on YouTube. Normally, I'd Google it, look up like some research papers and see what they're about. But this doctor kind of talked about the adrenal glands and then kind of led it into the diet itself. And that's when I was exposed to it. I was like, keto, all right, what is this? And then from there, I Googled, looked at research papers and like other upcoming projects as well.
And that's the fantastic thing about the keto diet as well, is it originated sort of within the medical field. And there are a lot of like genuine studies about it. It's not some crazy fad of people just trying one particular thing, like a detox diet per se.
Correct.
And then YouTube is a great way to sort of find more accessible information if you're not wanting to read medical papers.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to understand because you have someone who's going to talk about it rather than going through all the jargon of the scientific literature as well.
Or I mean, you can end up on something like this, Keto Live, with some, with an expert explaining it is a great way to get in and try it. So back on your beginning with keto, what did you jump in and do? Were there any sort of mistakes you made when you started? Because in my head, it's pretty simple. The one thing is high fat, low carb, moderate protein. How hard can that be, right?
That's what I thought too. When I first started out, I wasn't really sure where to get my fats from, to be honest.
Okay.
Because it seemed like a lot of fat. I'm like, all right, what foods are out there that I could eat? Mostly, a lot of the food that came with it came with carbs as well. So I was like, all right, how do I juggle this? Like, just toss all the carbs out. And then jumping right into it, I wasn't also, you have to count your calories, by the way, on this diet. So I wasn't following that as well. I wasn't really following the exact carbs, protein to fat ratio.
So that's called macros, right? And
Yes.
you want to go on and like calculate those.
Yes.
Okay. I think we have a calculator as well, a Keto Calculator at Fitoru blog to work out all your macros and everything.
Awesome.
So so you weren't following your macros completely. You were still eating too much carbs, or too many calories.
Too much calories. Cause I was trying
Okay.
to figure out like, all right, like what am I supposed to eat? What
Yeah.
will work? I ate too much protein, and I was like, oh, okay. Guess I have to lower my protein intake because I had no idea.
Okay. And is eating too much protein like a pretty common problem on the keto diet? Like what could go wrong with eating protein? Like we're taught like protein makes like muscles, that's how you get big.
Yes. So the issue with protein is that when you don't have carbohydrates in your body, which is long as keto diet is, and you have a lot of protein, what happens is that your body uses that protein to go through something called gluconeogenesis to create those carb sources.
Called
for you.
gluconeogenesis.
Gluconeogenesis.
Okay. And your body is converting proteins?
Proteins into carbs.
Okay, and that's not what we want
It's
in
not
this
what you
life.
want, no. That's why you want to keep it at a good amount. I like to say at your body weight,
Okay,
a gram per body weight
a gram per body weight of protein.
of protein.
Okay, that's quite high of protein then. You've just got to make sure that your ratio with fat then is correct.
That's correct.
Okay. And what about sort of like the foods you were eating to start with? I mean, you see a lot of people going on keto and they're like, yeah, I can eat whatever I want. I can eat bacon and I can eat fried chicken. Is that the case?
It's kind of like you could, but I still wouldn't recommend it.
Okay.
I would still go for the healthy fats like avocados. I eat avocados every day.
Okay.
Olive oil or cooking with olive oil. Bacon, I'll eat it sometimes, but I'd still be worried about it.
Okay.
But you can still eat it. Don't get me wrong.
You can still eat it.
Still eat it.
And what about coconut oil? That seems to be the big thing in the news right now. Is coconut oil good to cook with?
Personally, I like to cook with it and also use it as a dressing sometimes.
Okay.
I also like to add it into my coffee in the morning.
Oh yeah. Sort of like a fat bomb coffee kind
Sort
of
of
thing.
a fat bomb coffee, yes.
Okay, that's fantastic. And with that, talking about sort of like different kinds of fats, are all fats the same?
No.
No?
Not all fats are the same. I'm pretty sure you've all heard about polyunsaturated fat and saturated fat. We kind of want to stick with the polyunsaturated fat. It's the better one, but you can still eat both. But as for fuel, again, polyunsaturated fat.
Polyunsaturated. So the best sources for polyunsaturated fat you said were avocados were a good one.
Coconut oil.
Coconut oil.
Those are my favorites.
Your favorite ones
Any
there, yeah.
liquid or room temperature oil, I would say.
Okay, fantastic. Let me jump on to our questions. Just a reminder, if you post a question, we're keeping everyone's usernames and we're going to be picking someone at the end to be winning a months-long supply. And maybe we could throw in a Fitoru t-shirt or something like that as well. I mean,
Hey.
who wouldn't want one of these lovely things?